welcome back to another episode of Football Fundits. If you're wondering why I'm so excited today, is because we're discussing FPL. And I have been owning these two assets all season in FPL. We have Abhishek Iyer and Animesh Thakkar with us as always to discuss FPL. And Abhi, just take it straight away from here. How are you planning to get back into this after this long break?
So guys, welcome back to FPL. Welcome back to Football Fundits. Let me first start off with the fact that there are 4 teams who have a double game week going into game week 30 plus. It's been 100 days of football, so you guys all need this refresher. The 4 teams are Manchester City, Arsenal, Aston Villa, and Sheffield United. So right off the cuff, I think you must sort of look at these 4 teams very closely for what they bring into your game week coming in. And broadly, when you're building and when you're looking to rebuild your entire FPL team, look at 3 main components. One is who are some of the must-haves that we'll come and talk about more about on the show. Second, who are some of the differentials who can really get you those extra points and take you away from the competition? And most critically, who are you captaining this game week?
Correct. Before we get into that, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Twitter and on Instagram, and leave us comments with whatever suggestions are in general. Coming to the must-haves, right? And let me, Abhishek, start off with, must-have midfielders. I would definitely say a must-have for at least this game week or the first couple of game weeks would be De Bruyne, Mane, right? And if you want a slight Hatke pick out of these, not really Hatke actually, Bruno Fernandes should also be there. He's a good price pick. He's 8.5 still, so why not have him, right? And in forwards, I would definitely keep Aubameyang. He has been Arsenal's pivotal source of attack this season. He's got them goals even in the games where they've not gone on to win. I would definitely have Aguero. And if you find it difficult to adjust Aguero and Aubameyang into your team, then definitely go for Rashford or Vardy.
I think Annie's built up all that money in the midfields and forwards there, so I need to be a little stringent now in the defense. But I'm going to lead up with one must-have that's really expensive. Straight up, I think the must-have is Trent Alexander-Arnold. No questions asked. Yes, he's 7.5, but he brings you the value of a midfielder or even a forward with the points difference that a defender gets to you. So I think that's a no-brainer for your defenders that you must have in the more expensive bracket. When you're going slightly cheaper, look at teams that are doing well in terms of fixtures that are to come as well. So I'd go for a Doherty. Again, if it's too expensive, then maybe a Saiss and a Cody to cover up. Basically banking on Wolves to do well in defense. And if you want to go that extra step, maybe United as well.
So, getting to some of the big stars and the blue chips of FPL that typically every team has to really, you can only have one or the other. You can't have both. And I talk of players like Mane, Salah, Bruno, Pogba, Vardy, Rashford. I'm going to come straight to it. So what are our top picks for this week? Annie, who would you pick between Mane and Salah?
So very interesting. I've had Mane in my team pretty much throughout FPL. Just the last 4 or 5 game weeks, I replaced him for Salah. But the moment I got the chance, I've gone back to Mane, no doubt.
Okay, Mane.
Very
simple, one-word answers. Who would you pick, Vardy or Rashford?
Rashford.
And Bruno or Pogba?
Bruno.
Okay, I think that's fair. Moving into differentials, right? So I think that's another very strategic component that really sets your teams apart, because more or less the spines of most teams look similar after 29, 30 game weeks. So Karan, who are some of the differentials you've identified to sort of lead your attack?
For me, the differentials, even though, when I mention this name as a differential, it's not that much. It's Jimenez. He's only a differential because everyone's mind is currently on Aguero, Vardy, Aubameyang, Rashford. No one's looking at Jimenez, and Wolves, the fixtures that are coming up, the form that he's been in, I think Jimenez is the one to go for.
Who are you looking at in midfield, Annie? Who's powering your secret midfield via differentials?
So looking at plain form of differential, I had actually had Grealish in my team from the start again, and he gave me a lot of points. Even the games Aston Villa were losing, he gave me at least an assist or a goal. But I want to remind you guys that I am second last in my FPL table. And when you look at differentials, don't go overboard and keep the likes of Baka or Saka in your team who don't play, and you end up where I was.
I think Saka was actually an interesting pick if you had picked him. But then going to defense, there are 2 players. I think Federico Fernandez, for me, leads the line in defense from a differential standpoint. Because for those of you who don't know, a little bit of trivia stat, He has scored 82 points in Fantasy Premier League this season. He didn't play, or he had only 3 buffered starts in the first 9 games for Newcastle. But in the game since, he scored 82 points at the same time that Lundstrom scored 83 points for Sheffield. So he was someone who was on form, and this could be a slightly resurgent Newcastle team coming in after the big takeover. Anyway, let's move into captains. I think captains are what defines or makes or breaks anyone's FPL team every season, every game week, isn't it, Annie?
100%, and especially since this game week ideally could be the only double game week. We don't know, unlikely though. I would definitely double down on a City player, any City player you have. So I have De Bruyne. I am pretty much going to go for De Bruyne as my captain. Looking at other top captain picks, Aguero definitely should be considered if you have Aguero. And outside of these two, Aubameyang is still not a bad option. He still plays 2 games. He has had a good goal scoring streak. He's not a bad pick. I mean, yeah, he is playing City, but still, it's a safe option.
For me, the captain for this week, no doubt, is De Bruyne. 2 easier teams when you look at how City perform against them. Shoo-in for a start. Every single FPL manager hates Pep Roulette. And now that he was given 5 substitutes, you're just primed to bang your head even more. The only one fixed, I think, to do well in these is De Bruyne over the double game weeks. Henderson might be another one if you want to go towards clean sheet points. Yes, going for a keeper is slightly controversial.
Quite risky.
But hey, that's the one that these are the picks that can get you up in your mini leagues if you're languishing at the bottom and need that differential pick. Yeah. Someone like a Henderson in this double game week where you can get 2 clean sheets easy.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Yep, I agree with both of you. And I would have actually gone the differential route and said, if you're really looking at having a party this weekend, make Grealish your captain, because he's got more than just a footballing reason to prove, right? He got a snap on the knuckles for getting out during the lockdown. So he'll want to prove something to the fans. He's captain of Aston Villa, and he wants his big move to Manchester United in the summer.
I think so I think we've capped off, the general whole conversation of picks in general. But I'm saying, when you're looking at a long-term approach, right, especially for this first game week, everyone needs to look at the chips that they have.
Sure.
So if you do have your wildcard chip in hand, this week use the unlimited free transfers that FPL is giving you and just make a team just for this week and use your bench boost. And then use your wildcard next week to build on for the last 8 weeks. That is the most priceless thing. I have neither the wildcard nor the triple captain, so I'm unfortunately not in a very good situation here. I'm probably going to go ahead and use the bench boost anyway, because this is the only week where you have a double game week for sure. You're going to have, which players are going to start more or less. Fitness is not a concern. So if you don't have any of these chips, go for your bench boost. Look at the teams that have good fixtures coming up. So bank on United, Wolves, teams that have things to play for in the relegation zone maybe. These are the things that you want to look out, I'd say, when you're planning your weeks ahead.
What about you, Annie? How would you sum your entire sort of strategy going into Game Week 30 plus?
So coming into this game week, I would definitely, like I said, I would double down on City just for this game week, because it's as good as a free wild card, right? Now, I don't have another wild card left. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to try to build up to a Manchester United friendly squad coming into the latter half of the remaining fixtures, because they do have the easier fixtures, right? But to begin with, let's just go with City. And obviously, by default, a Liverpool defender as well. I'm going to go for Van Dijk.
Van Dijk. All right. So thank you guys for watching this segment of the Fantasy Premier League tips and stats from the Football Pundits. Just to quickly wrap up what we've discussed today, what's come from our pundits is that Rashford and Trent must absolutely be played going in right up to the 30th game week. Bank heavy on Man City's double game week that's coming up. Go with the De Bruyne captain is what's come out as common consensus. Do look at Raheem Sterling and Aguero closely as striking options as well. One of the pundits, yours truly, who's 1.8 million in the league right now, is going to triple captain Aguero. And chip strategy wise, like Kern said, maybe hold on to your bench boost if I'm not mistaken. Try and see if you can use your triple captain this time. And signing off with Annie's comment, which is have one Liverpool defender at the very least. Kern says it's Trent. And he says it's Virgil van Dijk. I say it's Titus Bramble. So from the Football Pundits, guys, thanks so much for watching. You can follow each one of us on Twitter, on Instagram. These are our handles. And of course, follow Football Pundits for more of your favorite videos on football, Premier League, and everything that you love about the sport. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.
See you guys.